Welcome to this edition of Ethical Sustainable Investment News and Analysis to Profit By. I'm Ron Robbins, an ethical investing pioneer for over 40 years, quoted in the Wall Street Journal, MarketWatch, the Globe and Mail, and numerous other media, and founder of the highly respected global ethical sustainable investing information website, Investing for the Soul. And please listen to my disclaimer statement at the end of this podcast. Now enjoy this podcast. Hello, Ron Robbins here. So welcome to my podcast, episode 111, titled The Sustainable Stocks the Rich Invest In. It's presented by Investing for the Soul. Investingforthesoul.com is your site for vital global ethical and sustainable investing mentoring, news, commentary, information, and resources. And look at my newly totally revised website at investingforthesoul.com. Tell me what you think. Now remember that you can find a full transcript and links to content, including stock symbols and bonus material, on this episode's podcast page located at investingforthesoul.com/podcasts. Also, a reminder, I do not evaluate any of the stocks or funds mentioned in these podcasts, nor do I receive any compensation from anyone covered in these podcasts. Furthermore, I will reveal to you any personal investments I have in the investments mentioned herein. Additionally, quotes about individual companies are brief. Please go to this podcast webpage for links to the actual articles for more information and stock information. Also, some companies might be covered more than once, and there are also 4 article links below that time didn't allow me to review them here. Now, I'm beginning with this fascinating article titled 10 Sustainable Investing Stocks Billionaires Are Loading Up On. It's by Ramesh Cheema and found on finance.yahoo.com. Here's some of what Mr. Cheema has to say. Note, the number of billionaires quoted is at the end of Q1 2023. So, quotes. To compile our list of billionaire sustainable stock picks, we first used the Invesco MSCI Sustainable Future ETF and picked out the top 40 companies. Then the number of billionaires that had invested in them as of Q1 2023 was determined, and the final list of top 10 sustainable stocks according to billionaires is as follows. Number 10, Ormat Technologies Inc. Number of billionaire investors, 9. Ormat Technologies is a utility company that focuses primarily on generating power through geothermal sites and solar cells. Out of 24 hedge funds, the firm's largest investor is Ian Sims Impacts Asset Management, with a stake worth $178 million. 9. Next Era Energy Partners LP. Billionaire investors, 9. Next Era Energy Partners is an energy company that operates in the natural gas and renewable power industries. The firm announced in May 2023 that it plans to reach real zero emissions by 2025 and sell natural gas assets to finance future growth. 8 is NEO Inc. Billionaire investors, 9. NEO is an electric vehicle manufacturer headquartered in Shanghai, China. It makes and sells both SUVs and sedans, and the firm is one of the dominant players in the growing Chinese electric vehicle market. However, a slowdown in the Chinese economy reduced vehicle deliveries by a sharp 17% annual drop. NIO's largest hedge fund investor, out of 18 hedge funds, is Jim Simmons' Renaissance Technologies, since it owns 10 million shares that are worth $113 million. 7 is KB Home, Billionaire Investors 10. KB Home is an American construction company headquartered in Los Angeles, California. As part of its sustainability push, particularly since construction uses high volumes of timber, the firm announced in July that it will partner up with a non-profit to fund efforts seeking to preserve landscapes and forest habitats. Among 29 hedge funds, Ken Fisher's Fisher Asset Management is the biggest shareholder with an investment of $110 million. 6 is Sunrun Inc., Billionaire Investors 10. Sunrun is a solar power equipment provider which serves the needs of residential customers in the U.S. by providing products such as panels and energy systems. William B. Gray's Orbis Investment Management is the largest investor out of 27 hedge funds, courtesy of a $265 million stake that comes via 13 million shares. 5. Meritage Homes Corporation, Billionaire Investors 10. Meritage Homes Corporation is a construction company that builds different kinds of single-family homes in several American states. The firm's shares are rated buy on average. The largest out of the 27 hedge funds is Ken Fisher's Fisher Asset Management, with a stake worth $128 million. Number 4, Darling Ingredients Inc., Billionaire Investors 11. Darling Ingredients is a food raw materials firm that focuses its efforts on ensuring that no portion of an animal is wasted during the slaughtering process. Out of 29 hedge funds, Darling Ingredients' largest investor is Ian Sims' Impacts Asset Management, since it owns $240 million worth of shares. 3. Enphase Energy Inc., Billionaire Investors 12. Enphase Energy sells solar power products such as microinverters, charging solutions to residential users. Out of 55 hedge funds, the biggest shareholder is Jim Simmons' Renaissance Technologies through a $198 million investment. Number 2, First Solar Inc., Billionaire Investors 13. First Solar is an international solar power company that sells products including solar modules to large-scale users such as utilities, commercial and industrial users. Its shares are rated buy on average. Out of 39 hedge funds, First Solar's largest investor is Jim Simmons' Renaissance Technologies, with a $312 million stake. And number 1, Tesla Inc., Billionaire Investors 15. The firm has been facing mixed sentiment from Wall Street in July 2023 after a spectacular stock rally earlier this year. Out of 82 hedge funds, D.E. Shaw is the biggest shareholder through its $1.2 billion investment. End quotes. The corporate ranking data in this next piece, the 2023 Humankind 100 rankings, will be of great interest to most of you. Here's a brief description of what it's about. Quote, Humankind 100 companies tend to contribute positively to humanity, for example, by providing access to food, clean water, healthcare, or free digital services. Meanwhile, companies that hurt people, for example, by contributing significantly to climate change or selling toxic products, tend to not make it onto the list. End quotes. Do have a look at the ranking. The top 5 companies are Alphabet, Microsoft Corp, Eli Lilly and Company, Johnson & Johnson, and AbbVie Inc. Next, we have this article titled 4 ESG Stocks with Net Zero Emissions Target in the Spotlight. It's by Ruta J. Ghosh and found on 247wallst.com. Here's some of what the writer says about their stock picks. 1. Salesforce Inc. has successfully attained net zero residual emissions throughout its value chain. Salesforce has also accomplished its objective of operating solely on 100% renewable energy. Salesforce's expected earnings growth rate for the current year is 42%. Salesforce currently sports a Zacks rank number 1. That's a strong buy. 2. PepsiCo Inc. The global beverage giant is committed to achieving net zero greenhouse gas emissions by 2040. As part of its sustainability efforts, PepsiCo is actively promoting regenerative agricultural policies. Another key target for PepsiCo is to ensure that all its packaging materials become recyclable, compostable, and biodegradable. PepsiCo's expected earnings growth rate for the current year is 9.9%. PepsiCo currently carries a Zacks rank number 2 buy. And number 3 is Adobe Inc. aims to attain a zero carbon operational footprint, emphasizing the development of digital products that have a positive environmental impact. Adobe is actively working toward achieving a 100% renewable energy target by 2035. Adobe's expected earnings growth rate for the current year is 14.5%. Adobe currently sports a Zacks rank number 1. 4. Microsoft Corporation is actively pursuing various initiatives to achieve a net negative carbon footprint by 2030. Microsoft's expected earnings growth rate for the current year is 4.8%. Shares of Microsoft have gained 23.7% in the past 3 months. Microsoft currently has a Zacks rank number 3, which is a hold. End quotes. Now to another new article on renewable energy picks. The article is titled, What is Renewable Energy? Benefits, Sources, and Top Companies. It's by Jennifer L., located on carboncredits.com. Now to some quotes from the analyst. 1. General Electric Company. General Electric has been at the forefront of wind energy technology, consistently enhancing turbine designs and improving efficiency. GE has installed over 49,000 units that generate wind electricity across the globe. GE has also invested in other renewable energy technologies such as solar power, hydroelectricity, and hybrid. 2. Next Era Energy Inc., running with a whopping $147 billion market cap, Next Era Energy has been investing billions in developing renewable energy sources. As one of the largest renewable energy producers in the world, the company leads the charge in solar and wind energy production. 3. Iberdrola S.A. With a market cap of over $72 billion, Spain-based multinational electric utility company Iberdrola S.A. has more than 170 years of history. The company is a global leader in the generation, distribution, and trading of clean energy. 4 is Ørsted A.S. Renewable energy company Ørsted A.S. excels in developing, building, and operation of offshore wind farms. The Danish firm currently owns the prestigious title of being the world's biggest offshore wind power developer, with a total capacity of over 7.5 gigawatts. End quotes. And more on renewable energy with this article. America is going to lead again, Biden says. Wind and solar are already significantly cheaper than coal and oil. 3 top U.S. clean energy stocks to watch. It's by Vishesh Rezangani on finance.yahoo.com. And number 1 is First Solar. First Solar is one of the nation's largest utility-scale solar energy producers. The company's competitive edge stems from its proprietary advanced thin-film module technology. Investors seeking a high-growth bet in this sector should add First Solar to their watch list. Number 2, Brookfield Renewable. If you're looking for a less risky and more established player in the renewable energy sector, Brookfield Renewable might be a wise bet. The Canada-based asset manager operates one of the largest green energy portfolios in the world. Brookfield is a dividend juggernaut. The stock offers a dividend yield around 4.6% at the moment. 3. Solar Edge Technologies. Solar Edge has rapidly become one of the most well-known and valuable solar energy firms on the market. The company offers an end-to-end system that generates, stores, and manages solar energy from home. Nearly 3 million homes across the globe were equipped with Solar Edge systems by the end of 2022. End quotes. And I finish up with this article titled The Importance of Sustainable and Impact Investing and 3 Companies That Shine. It's by Finance Monthly and published on finance-monthly.com. Now some quotes on their recommendations. 1. ICL Group. ICL Group is a global specialty minerals company and one of the largest fertilizer manufacturers in the world. ICL focuses on creating sustainable solutions, includes developing innovative fertilizers to increase crop yields while decreasing environmental impact, recycling industrial byproducts into useful resources, which aligns with several UN SDGs. 2. Next Era Energy. Next Era Energy specializes in harnessing wind and solar energy across North America. Beyond renewable energy, they also engage in physical contracts, trading activities, and marketing. Their primary income source is distributing gas and electricity to Florida residents. And 3. Republic Services. Republic Services specializes in waste management and recycling. As the second largest waste management company in the United States, its mission is to produce renewable energy through recycling." End quotes. Now some other honourable mentions, not in any order, but I didn't have time here to fully cover. 1. Title: Vegan Investments. Are you putting your money where your mouth is? On veganfoodandliving.com by Phil Davis. 2. Title: Why Fastenal is a top socially responsible dividend stock. On nasdaq.com by BNK Invest. 3. Title: 12 Best Solar Energy and Battery Stocks to Buy Now on finance.yahoo.com by Hamna Asim. 4. Title: Revolutionizing the Future. Emerging Green Technology Stocks to Watch Now. CLNV, GEVO, ADN, HYSR, found on digitaljournal.com by The Street Reports. Well, these are my top news and stories with the stock and fund tips for this podcast titled "The Sustainable Stocks the Rich Invest In." Now, please be sure to click the like and subscribe buttons on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, or wherever you download or listen to this podcast. That helps bring these podcasts to others like you. And please click the share buttons to share this podcast with your friends and family. Let's promote ethical and sustainable investing as a force for hope and prosperity in these very troubled times. Contact me if you have any questions. Thank you for listening. Talk to you next on August 11th. And again, please look at my new, totally revised website at investingforthesoul.com. Tell me what you think. Bye for now. Learn how to create a simple portfolio reflecting your personal values by taking my 1-hour tutorial. Go to investingforthesoul.com/podcasts and click the link in the right-hand column for my DIY Ethical Sustainable Investing Pays tutorial. Now, I'll mention in the podcast if I have any direct interest or holdings in companies or securities I'm talking about. Furthermore, any news, opinions, analysis, or other information offered by myself, as well as references and information to or from other external sources in this podcast, is provided as general market information and should not be relied upon and thus does not constitute investment advice. Investors should consult their own licensed investment professional before making investments. Also, I will not accept liability for any loss or damage, including without limitation any loss of profit, which may arise directly or indirectly from use of or reliance on information in this podcast. Do contact me at ronr@investingforthesoul.com. Signing off, this is Ron Robbins.